Hey folks, this is Kalani. Going to have a little look at some changes to professions because quite a big thing happened. Now, if you're unaware or unfamiliar, quite a few professions were practically impossible to level, and sadly that hasn't fully changed, but it has been made a little bit easier. So things like alchemy, you can still sit happy at your free ride to 700 because the professions were a little unbalanced to begin with. So alchemy had a free ticket to 700, as I said, they could level up ridiculously easily, but when it got to things like Inscription, you pretty much can't really level to 700, and that hasn't been fixed for Inscription, but for things like blacksmithing, tailoring and leatherworking, it's gotten a little better. So let's have a little look at what happened. For Inscription, it was these little recipes, these trinkets. They used to cost war paints. Now, war paints are the crafting material that you get from your dailies and from your work orders. So it's pretty much the same across the board. Leatherworking, blacksmithing and tailoring had to rely on similar recipes to level up to 700 if they didn't want to take forever, but they're still gonna kind of take forever. Whereas things like alchemy were kind of ridiculous, because alchemy had recipes which allowed them to level to 700, which didn't even use their crafting material. So I don't understand at all why some professions had that choice and others didn't. Jewel crafting baffles me because their leveling recipes, half of them do require it and half of them don't. And they're the exact same thing, they're gems. The crit gem needs the crafting material, the others don't. I don't get it. It's so inconsistent that it's just daft. But alchemy, easy. Jewel crafting, pretty easy. Inscription, still impossible. But some of the others are a little better. So over on my paladin we have leatherworking. Now, I started leatherworking at 1, simply because it didn't have leatherworking before Worlds of Draenor, and I couldn't really be bothered to level up with old world materials. It doesn't really matter all that much, because when you get to 600, you couldn't really level to 700 anyway. But let's have a look at what's changed for leatherworking. Bear in mind this is the same for tailoring and blacksmithing. They all have pretty much the exact same recipes, just cloth, leather, mail and plate. So once again, you've got your crafting material and your daily for secrets. Then you've got the upgrade if you choose to buy that with the scrolls, but then you've got these items. These are the items which you're supposed to level from 600 to 700 with, and they all used the burnished leather, which is the leatherworking crafting material. That's been changed, so you'll be able to find similar recipes in blacksmithing and tailoring, but they cost quite a bit. Now, 50 cloth may not be quite as much as 50 beast hide, because beast hide cost up to 3 to 4 times what cloth does. So that starts to get very expensive, and that's for 5 skill ups. So 1 skill up per 10 beast hide. So from 600 to 700, relying on them not changing to yellow, which I think they do, you'd be looking at 1000 beast hide to get you to 700, which is kind of expensive still. 50 beast hide for 1 recipe still seems a little iffy, but at least you have a choice there to actually level up. Before, you practically didn't. So my message to you is to have a look at your professions again. If you've given up on leveling them, you may have a choice now. You may actually be able to get to 700, which would be nice for all your crafting needs. Obviously, if you're Inscription, you're still going to have to wait a little bit, but that's another story. So go have a little look-see for yourself. If you have any questions or queries, please leave them in the comments section below and I'll try to get back to you. Remember to leave a like just below the video before you leave, and if you want to see more, feel free to subscribe. But apart from that, thanks for watching folks, good luck and have fun, and as always, I will see you next time.